So to end off on the discussion, that kind of led up to the marquee, the selling of copycat culture. This is what you have to recognize. This is what you have to recognize. Black people, they flee as well. They flee. But it's not at the numbers of to where they lose a sense of touch with who they are or their culture, right? That never happens. That never happens. You see it, right? You see that, if a person becomes a Melungeon, right? Well, they know who their grandparents are. They know that one of their grandparents is a World War I, World War II veteran, right? Who came up and served in the cavalry from South Carolina to Georgia. Like, they know that, right? But you also see that, while black people, they often do flee, the overall consensus of the globe's population, the amount of fleeing is completely different than, say someone going to Asia, with the family to brighten the fact of finding something existential, right? And black families, they do go to Asia, right? They do. They also go to other places. Like, you're seeing a heavy influx of black expats go into places like Ghana. That's the main place right now. Ghana is either Ghana or Jamaica, either those two places. But like the Welsh, right? They're here. Everyone, right? The Welsh, the Chinese, and like, it's fine, right? They're the government, right? The Great Seal, the Great Seal, the Great Seal, the Great Seal. They have allowed it to happen. To some surprise, they may think that, well, the government is being ran by people who are baby boomers. Well, traditionalists, they're still in power. The silent generation, they're still in power. The Reconstruction era, they're still in power. It's people from those eras that are still alive. The Proto-French era, those people are still alive. 1600s, 1700s. Those people are still alive. And they're, in charge of operations that consort, resort, distort resources from neighboring countries where they have an alliance with Britain and the English monarch. It's true. I mean, we see it every day when we look at the news, right? They always allow one token Negro to be the face of Black America. Like right now, if you go on ABC, right, who is it? It's a guy who played football for the New York Giants. Now, what consequence does it say you leave the NFL and you become a news anchor for one of the most storied and prestigious networks and archive companies, Michael Strahan? How does that happen, So while we know who Michael Strahan is, we don't know who Al Rucker is, right? He came out of nowhere. We didn't know him. We know he was FBA. We knew he was also American, right? Whether he had been from Haiti, Jamaica, or he'd been from the coast of Kentucky, right? We know those people, right? We know those people. We know who that is. He's a part of, the ruling class. So the thing that I need people to realize is that when you're looking at the different paths people take, you have to look at the relationships they make. And you have to also pay attention to, in a microscope, have their politics changed? Is their politics still the same? You got to pay attention to that. Sometimes, it doesn't always stay the same. You know, some people, they have a waking up moment and they sort of go the other way, but they don't leave behind the fact of, you know, what made them who they are is a way that they could, you know, escape who they are as opposed to just being what they were the first time. So, you know, we're seeing everything kind of take place, right? We're paying attention to everything. But, you know, watch out for the swamps. You know, watch out for the swamps. You know, the swaps, you know. So we know what the Sentinels did, right? When they left Florida. They ran away and they went into South Carolina. They ran away and they went into Illinois. They ran away and they went into Michigan. We have to pay attention to the changing hands, and we have to pay attention to the hand that's controlling the globe. Great peace, Yakoki.